that's beautiful right there.
With the ATS vibe.
Austin, Texas, baby. Longhorn Nation, we're back.
All right, welcome back to a super special mini episode of Fire the Cannon. I'm Rocky.
And I'm Megan, and we are Fire the Cannon.
Boom. All right, we have a very special guest, and let's just bring her right in. All right, we have Miss Lola Foley from the Texas soccer team, the SEC championship winning Texas soccer team. Welcome, Lola.
Oh, thank you guys so much for having me. I'm so excited.
Oh, good. So we gave you some fun questions that we can just chat about, but just have a great conversation. I think it's really important for, like, we've interviewed baseball, basketball, football, all these different players, but we really try to bring the female athletes, the women athletes on when we can. So thank you for joining us. We're really excited.
Thank you guys. I'm so excited.
Yeah, and look, let me say this, like, as a Texas fan, born and raised, it is so exciting to see where Texas athletics is heading. And for a long time, the women have been carrying the athletics department. And you know what? That hasn't changed. I love it. I'm loving seeing the success, again, with y'all bringing in that first SEC championship with women's soccer. Really exciting vibes. So we were talking a little bit earlier. How are the vibes on campus? Is that, the soccer field? How's that going?
You know what? It really does mean more when you see your tower turn burnt orange. And knowing that we had made history. I mean, like, Texas joined the SEC, killed it, I guess.
Yes. Y'all absolutely did. Heck yeah.
Yeah. No, it's just really such an honor. And then you just feel all the love from your supporting staff and all the fellow athletes here congratulating you everywhere you go, even just the students and everybody around here. They're just so, like, supportive, and it's so nice, and it's just so rewarding.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So we
love
know
to hear that.
Yeah, I was going to play this for you. I have it ready to go, and I started blasting it. So we have to share. Tell us about going into being featured at the basketball game. I'll show you. I'm sure you've seen the video. It blew up.
Yeah.
How cool was that? Tell us about that experience.
Yeah, no, that was really something else. And all of us were very appreciative for men's basketball letting us go during a little, like, halftime part and rewarding us, and we really just felt the love and support from some of the athletes that were there. And yeah, there it is.
How amazing.
Some of the fans too, clapping, and just seeing everybody that was so happy for us was just so rewarding. It's just so nice. It's like no other. It's just, I love it.
Oh, good. Everyone looks really like team. Like the team is together and excited and celebrating for each other. And we have we'll watch just a clip of it, but I want you to tell us what it was like when this goal went in.
Trying to clear this out.
Miss him, header down and in! Montgomery!
Tell us about that moment.
No, Carly Montgomery, that was so deserving of her. She works on headers so much at practice, and she scored off her head, off of a corner. Exactly what she works
Crazy.
on. So I was so proud of her. I feel like a little proud mom.
Oh,
all of our hearts sank. We're like, oh my God, like what?
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
We were on our toes the rest of the game. All of us were just so excited. Like, okay, like, we gotta keep this up. Like, we might just make history in 10 minutes after this. Like, it was just an insane moment.
That had to be just the longest wait after that, right? Like, did the game kind of slow down? Yeah, the longest 10 minutes for that to finish out. But again, she made it look so easy. I love to hear that she practices it all the time, because I swear, I look at something like that and go, oh my gosh, she makes it look so easy. But if I attempted something like, oh my God, I'd be the person like would knock myself out and the ball would go opposite. I would just be so foolish with it. So again, just effortless. The team playing together so well, and it's really cool to see what y'all work so hard on in practice come and really pay off. Like you said, for record setting and absolutely making history at the University of Texas. That's a really special thing.
Yeah. So we wanted to invite you, Lola, so that the listeners and watchers can learn more about you and, some of your teammates. You tell us about first growing up. We see you're from Frisco, right? The north of Dallas, Fort Worth area. So what was it like growing up? Because that is a very competitive area for soccer, young soccer. So tell us about growing up in Frisco, playing soccer with Dallas Solar Soccer Club, and how that helped you become the student athlete you are now.
Yeah, no, for sure. Texas is very competitive, not just in soccer, but every sport in general. One of the most arguably hardest states to be in for sports. And it was just very competitive. And that had also brought a lot of resources. And so I was very blessed to be trained by some of the best trainers, you can say, in Texas. So they helped me make me the player I am today, especially the person too. That also brought me a lot of traits, which was really sweet. And so I had a lot of different trainers, and I love this one. His name is Tex. He had a background. Yeah, right. Tex. He played at the University of Michigan, so he helps with my shooting and finishing. And then I had this one. He is from Brazil. His name is Ricky, and he just helps out with little touches and on. He played in the first division in Brazil, and he's been since I was a baby. So he's seen little Lola turn into little big Lola now.
Little big Lola.
I love that. I
know your parents are also a huge influence, both having played soccer themselves. What was that like? Were they part of your coaching growing up, or what was the role that your parents played?
Oh, 100%. My parents both played club and high school soccer. And my dad was actually one of my first coaches for rec. And we just took it, we ran, and never looked back since then. And I'm glad, because I love the sport obviously more than anything, but they've made me the person and the player I am today. And we just grew up in a very competitive household, and a little too competitive, you could say sometimes. But
it paid off. So let me ask you this: in your household, you said your dad was your first trainer, your first coach. Yeah. Was he a little harder on you than he was on the rest of the team?
100%. And I was like, you're supposed to be my dad. You're supposed to
right? Where's the preferential treatment here?
Yeah,
Dad?
right.
You gotta be harder on you, no favoritism.
Yeah, like where's the princess treatment at? But
that's at home, right?
Yeah, looking back, he's still hard on me, but out of all love and all respect, and I know it's for the best. And he's still my number one support, as long as with my mom as well. And my mom was our little cheerleader on the sideline, and it was so cute because you can get away with it when you're younger. Is like the little jerseys, and you have your soccer number. So my first number was 8 after my mom's number. Oh, cool. And we had, if I remember, there were these red or these black jerseys, and we were all girly back in the day, because I actually used to be a competitive dancer until the age of 10.
Wow. So you have good footwork.
Yes, dance has helped me a lot too. And we were still girly. We were playing soccer, and that's still how it is today. And she would bedazzle all of our little jerseys, like the numbers in the back.
Love it.
And we would have these little soccer bows, and she would bedazzle them too. She's like, well, we can still be pretty and beautiful and really kick some butt on the soccer field. So that's always kind of stuck with us too.
Listen, you are speaking Rocky's language right now.
I'm the bedazzling queen. Yeah. So how did you go from number 8 to number 14?
So I've been with Solar all my life, but for the past, since I can remember, I was 13, because I actually have this favorite soccer player. Her name's Alex Morgan, just retired recently.
Oh, we know Alex Morgan.
Yeah.
Pink
I love her.
Yep.
Yes. And Holly Ward, current player here, she's a senior from Canada. She's a great soccer player, great forward, and she actually had 13, and she's been having 13. And the closest number was 14. So No backstory. It's just that's kind of how it turned out.
Oh,
Maybe,
okay.
maybe it's a new lucky number. I mean, you won an
You never
SEC
know.
championship with it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the new number.
Yeah.
Well, I was when you talking about this new championship, right? Did you hear that they were playing it at the Moody Center during the women's basketball game?
Yes. So we actually got all on the bus, and Ange had sent a video in our group meet, and we all opened it at the same time. But somebody's phone was still connected to the speaker, and we all heard it, and we're like, "Oh, like that's so cool!" And everybody was screaming and like yelling and losing it. We're like, "What?" Like it just felt so unreal that we had just accomplished the first SEC win
Yes.
for Texas history. You
I
know?
was at the SEC, the women's basketball game when they were putting it on the big screen, and the crowd was going crazy. The band played Texas Fight for you guys. It was pretty
Yeah.
awesome. Everybody was cheering for you. All right. So we talked about how Texas is really competitive. The university is also very competitive. So you have to really balance your academics like throughout high school and now in college. How are you balancing that? You know, the extra work now that you're going postseason. Congrats. How are you balancing the academic rigors of the University of Texas with the rigors of competing as an athlete?
Oh, good question. Yeah, so Texas is obviously very academically top tier. And Crystal Conte was very fortunate to give us resources to make sure we succeed on and off the field. So not only having to be the best athlete, but being the best student athlete as well. So on board, we have tutors, we have academic advisors that make sure we have our schedules set for next year and making sure we're on top of our assignments. So, we were just very fortunate to have the resources we do have to succeed. And it's just we're just very fortunate, and all of us are just very like blessed and lucky.
That's awesome. It's part of the reason that you choose a school like the University of Texas, right? To have
Yeah.
those resources and the support of the staff. I think that's something that always sticks out to me is the support staff with athletics is just top notch and
Oh,
they're beyond.
yeah, there's endless support. Nutritionists, doctors, nurses, everybody. I don't want to forget anybody, but everybody is just so amazing at what they do, and everybody's just so appreciative, and it really does help us perform on and off the field, and you just feel loved all the time by everybody.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
and I
really
don't
good
think
to hear.
yeah, and it's hard to find that at any other sport program. So when you do find that, you just love it, and you just feel so supported because some girls and guys are so far away from their home, and like sometimes I find our athletic trainer Macy being a mom to me sometimes, even though I'm not too far away from home, but she's still kind of like a mom for me here. So
She checks in with you, make sure you're okay.
exactly.
I love that. So as we're talking about the support staff and the resources that Texas has, can you kind of walk us through the process? Like what made you choose Texas? What stood out? What was important to you and had you end up coming to Austin?
No, yeah. So when during my recruiting process, I had talked to my dad actually the day before because we've never really like mentioned college
Mhm.
or anything like that. So I don't even think I knew any like Texas colleges. Like it was
Wow.
just so new to me. Yeah. And so we sat down, kitchen counter, so remember this. And he's like, okay, he's like, what's important to you for your next school for the next 4 years? And I never had really thought about it for the next 4 years. And we're like, well, like academics is important. Obviously, it's very important. You want a good degree from a great college. And I want to live in the city, somewhere near a city. I want to stay close to home. That's for sure. I want to stay
Yeah.
close to home to my parents, my family. The coaching, the program, the staff, and just the college and the student life. And that was very important to me. And I didn't want to leave. And it's just knowing that it's not too far away from home it's it's good, you know? So I took my first official visit with Texas during the Texas and Alabama football game, which was a great
Not a
game.
bad one to be at. Not a bad
Wow.
one to be at.
Wow, that was a crazy weekend.
Yeah. Yes, it was. It was, yeah. That was something else. Yeah, no, it was a great game. And like the minute I just stepped onto campus and like met the players, the coaches, the staff, I just had this gut feeling. I'm like, this is home to me. And I love it here. So I've never looked back since then. And during the recruiting process, it can be a very like busy time. And you're so young to think about college already. And yeah, you're just so young. And I sometimes like athletes find it stressful during this time, but you really have to look at it and just embrace it. Like not many students get to go through that process
Yeah.
or feel what you're
Right.
feeling. And these big time colleges from across the nation are reaching out and they're interested in you. And they took the time to talk to your coach, get to know you as a soccer player, go to your games, but especially get to know you as a person. And you really just have to take it in like, wow, like some of these colleges are really interested in me. And just talking to all the college coaches and like trying to find the best fit and your best fit for your needs. And it's just Texas was it for me. They checked all my boxes. So that's why I chose Texas. And for any advice, if you're going through a recruitment process, is just take a breath, take it all in, enjoy it, take your visits wherever you need to go and see, and you'll get that gut feeling when you know you're home.
Oh, that's
That's
good
great.
advice. When you know, right?
When you know,
Yes,
you know.
take, I think, and I think that's great life advice too. Take a moment, take a breath, take a minute to enjoy the opportunities that you have and really
Mhm.
soak it up. I mean, I think that's really insightful. That's good stuff.
Okay, so you get to come close to home. You're only a few hours drive from home, right? So what has been the most surprising thing about your transition to Austin? Because Austin and Dallas aren't far, but they are worlds apart. Well, you're Frisco.
Yeah.
So, but they are different, right? So what have you been most surprised or pleasant surprise, or maybe just not a pleasant surprise about transitioning to life on campus?
Well, you know what? Like, it's just exceeded my expectations. Everything I expected from the city of Austin and the coaches, my teachers, my any support staff, student life, anything. It's just succeeded my expectations. And I've just been nothing but grateful to be here. And I get to see anything like new every day about Austin, or I get to learn or hear, see anything new. And Austin just got voted for one of the best like college towns ever. And I could totally see that. There's, I
Always.
could totally see that.
Yeah.
There's
It's a
endless
great.
amount of stuff and opportunities to do here. So I mean, like, really nothing. I was shocked by it exceeded my expectations, and I just love it here. You know?
Good. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead, Megan.
Oh yeah, I was just going to say, so, talking about your life on campus and having those experiences in the city of Austin, can you tell us a little bit about what you learned in your first season when you first got here? Is there anything that like stuck out or that stuck with you in your first year? And
Yeah.
especially as a college athlete.
Yeah. No, for sure. So I had graduated high school early to come here earlier. So I came here when I was 17. And yes, that was a little bit
Probably
of a
hard for your parents to send you away so young.
I know, that was a little bit of a shock for all of us. I kinda had to celebrate my first, like, birthday away from my parents. So I was like, "Wait, like, am I sure? Do I wanna be here right now, or do I wanna go home?" But no, so graduating high school early was hard at first, being away from my parents and just getting used to a whole new transition, like living without my parents, going to school, going to college so young and training with girls that are like 20, 21, knew everything. It's just a brand new start. And um yeah, it was just completely different for me. But I took it and I ran, and I've learned so much. And probably one of the most important values I've learned that I can definitely use during life too is just being patient. it's really the importance of patience and coming to a team, all senior starting lineup again, which is great. That's so unheard of. We have great
It really
players
is.
that returned, and especially my position too, like Lexi Mismo, All-American. She's great. Jilly Shimkin, she's amazing. So it's just being patient. It's just being patient. Like hard work is just going to be so rewarding at the end of it. So no matter who you are, you really just have to be patient, because some people went through the same thing their freshman year, and you don't realize it until they have talked to you, be like, hey, like, you just have to be patient. It's going to be your time soon. And you just have to take that with your mind, in the back of your mind, every single day. And you just have to be so grateful that I'm even here to be a Texas Longhorn women's soccer player.
It's not so bad, huh?
Yeah.
That's true, because I know, especially in the recruiting process, you probably had, some schools where you could have gone and played right away, but you chose one where you're going to develop, build with the team, mature, learn the system. So that does take a lot of patience. You're very wise beyond your years.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. So, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, it was very hard at first, and I've definitely learned that throughout life, but this time it's really testing me, and it's just really an award, and I feel honored to feel that way, because not many players get to feel that way. So you just have to take it with like a smile on your face and just keep going, because you do love soccer at the end of the day, and that's why we're here in a way. So
yeah, you mentioned a few of your players. Tell us how, like, especially this season being your first full season with the team, how has the team really come together, like over game after game? Incredible regular season, but to come together in that, it looked pretty dreary and rainy and cold in that tournament. Tell us what it was like. Like, how have you really come together as a team over the season, off season through the competitive season?
Yeah, well, which was a part of my recruitment process of why I also want to come here, was just the culture. And the team culture, it sounds like I'm lying, but it just sounds so amazing. Like, there's no drama whatsoever, and everybody's just so supportive and loving. And everybody has your back. There's never no negative anything. And we all had came together as a unit, because this was all very important to us. And we're like, guys, we can make history. So let's do it. And we all had the same mindset. Coming into the season, especially coming in for the tournament. And we just wanted to fight for each other, and we wanted to make history for Texas. We wanted to be the Tower Orange.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
Mission accomplished. All right. So one of the things that you're really known for, and you're starting to build your brand, right, with the team and away from the team. Tell us about your social media presence. You're starting to build more of a following on Instagram, a little bit more on Twitter. Like, tell us about your building your brand, your social media, and like, you have some beautiful photos and fun photos, and the personality you're building. Tell us about that and what you're trying to accomplish with your social media.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, well, it's hard coming in because you're young and you want to build your platform, but you really don't necessarily know how to, or possibly how to reach out to these companies. So thankfully, Texas gives you lessons here, and they offer lessons. Like, they can help you out. Like, hey, like, let's build your brand. Like, let's get to know you as a person. How do you want to post? Who do you want to post? But fortunately, I was lucky enough to be a couple of ambassadors for these starting up companies, which was really cool. And I get to kind of grow my platform from there. And I recently just joined a company called Shark Jockey, which helps you with NIL deals with big
wow.
Yeah. So we're building my platform, building websites. So it's coming out soon. So y'all should stay tuned.
Oh, let us know so we can share it. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Lola, can you tell people where they can find you right now, and what platforms, like what's your favorite, or what you think you're most active on? Tell folks how they can find you.
Okay. You can follow me on Twitter at @BLolaFoley, and you can follow me on Instagram at lola.b.foley.
Perfect. Perfect. Right. And when that website comes out, you better let us know. We'll get the word out.
We'll be posting
So
Perfect.
so we can share it. All right. So now, of course, you said making history. That is a big deal that the women's well, it's Texas soccer, right? There's only women, but I wanted to first share this amazing picture you posted, all happy with the trophy. But tell us, like the NCAA tournament starts now, and your team is playing Friday at 6 p.m. in Austin, and the tickets are only $8 and general admission. So grab your tickets, sit with your friends. You're playing Boston University. What is it like preparing for the tournament? Is it the NCAA tournament as opposed to, regular season training? How are things really amped up competing for a national championship now?
Well, you know what? Our confidence is we're just when we need it right now after coming off the big win at the SEC tournament. And you know what? Boston's going to be a challenging game. They're going to be hard. So we're taking it one game at a time. And it's going to be challenging, but it's going to be a good game. Just like all these other games in the NCAA, all the teams that have made it are good. They have potential, but we want to make the longest and the best run we can. So we're just going to take it one game at a time. And everybody that's watching this, that they should come. The weather's nice and the sampas are going to be great, like always.
Yes, it's going to be awesome. So what do you have any message for Longhorn Nation about the future of Texas soccer? I know you posted with the top 5 signing class reloaded. What are you most excited about the future of Texas soccer?
No, I'm so excited. The current seniors right now and current players have really built the foundation for Texas women's soccer, and they set the standard, and they will always set the standard for current future Texas soccer. And the 2024, which is my class, and the incoming class 2025s, they were both top 10 classes, and we both have potential to carry on with the legacy of Texas soccer. And I'm just so excited. And we really have to thank our seniors for standing us up for success and for current and future Texas soccer. So thank you, seniors, for making us
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well, Megan always loves to do rapid fire questions, like just fun things to get to know you better and make you think quick. So Megan has some fun rapid fire questions for you.
Yeah. And there's no right or wrong here. So
there's
whatever.
some wrong. No.
All right. So we know that when Texas soccer wins, you get ice cream, right? Yeah. What's your favorite ice cream?
Vanilla.
All right. Wow. You know what? Rocky's daughter is the same way. I tease her all the time for it. I'm like, come on. All right. I like it. It's a good basis for everything, right?
Yes, or maybe strawberry if I'm feeling special, but it's always vanilla.
Strawberry is a fancy treat, huh?
You're feeling wild.
So did you after the SEC championship, or was it a vanilla day?
It was vanilla with sprinkles. But.
There you go. All right. Okay. So, all right. Favorite movie?
Grease. It's an old movie, but
we know the original.
Yes, I actually named one of my dogs Sandy. This little blonde Pomeranian. I named her Sandy.
That's a great movie.
I love that. All right, favorite color?
Pink. Is it not obvious a little bit?
There you go. I know, in the pink room. So you would have been a pink lady in Grease, huh?
100%.
There you go. I love that. All right.
Which was your favorite pink lady?
I kind of like Rizzo.
Yeah.
I know you're a girl after my own heart. I love it. That's great. All right. So what is your dream car?
I want a oh my gosh. What is it called? It's like one of the bigger cars.
Yeah, like an SUV or a truck?
They're kind of
okay.
But
okay. So like the Wrangler or a Bronco?
A Bronco, yes. A Bronco.
That's what Megan has.
Yeah. Well, we might have some opportunities. Listen, any Ford dealerships, if you're listening, NIL, Bronco, come on, get on it. SEC champion, you gotta work that in there, right?
Yes,
all right. So you mentioned some pets growing up. You mentioned Sandy. Who was your first pet?
Dusty. He was a poodle.
Dusty. Oh, I love standard or toy?
He was a little poodle.
He's a little guy.
But he was little.
All right. I love it. All right. So I think I know the answer to this, but cats or dogs?
You know what? I actually had cats too growing up, so I love them both. Really.
That's fair. You're good.
So.
The diplomatic
You have a
answer.
strong opinion about one or the other.
That's fair. You don't want to make any of the previous pets mad, right? You got to keep it even for both. All right. So you talked about your time in Austin. Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's okay. I said just in case if they're mad, I don't want, or just in case if they're watching us, I don't want to make them mad.
Exactly. I love that. All right. So you talked about your time here in Austin and the experiences and all the experiences that the city has brought. I don't know if you saw this, but Texas just underwent, or Austin just got the most Michelin stars. They came in, they rated the restaurants in Austin, and Austin actually came out as a top city in Texas with Michelin stars. And yeah, so do you have a favorite restaurant here?
I really enjoy Perla's at the Domain. No, I'm sorry. Oh my goodness.
Perla's on SoCo?
Congress Street.
Yeah, South Congress. Yep,
Congress,
SoCo.
right.
Yep,
I
that's
love
great.
Perla's. My parents are about to come in town, so I just asked them, like, can we go to Perla's by chance?
Right. Hey, that's a good one. That's a good one. It's good for people watching too. There's a ton of people watching on South Congress. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. All right, so that's your Austin favorite. Do you have a favorite in Frisco?
Oh, I mean, not really, but I do like a good Papados with my mom sometimes.
That's fair. Okay, so at Perla's, what's your favorite dish to get? What's one thing that you have to have?
I love their lobster sandwich, their lobster roll sandwich. It's
Nice.
very good. Yeah, that was my first lobster roll sandwich, and I could just never go back.
I love lobster rolls.
So that's, again, speaking Rocky's language all the way. I love that. All right, so in school, do you have a favorite subject? Do you have a favorite class?
Probably anything with reading or writing, because I just do not like math. Math doesn't like me.
Oh, no.
It's not your jam?
Do you have a major picked yet? Have you picked your major yet?
Yes, I'm actually applying to communications right now, and then possibly minoring in business or entrepreneurship.
Amazing. See, big things for you. Look at you. You're building the brand. You're understanding how to run it. Girl, big things for you coming. I love that. All right. So let's say, what's the craziest thing that you've seen on campus?
Oh, so there's this one time. It was like my first month here. I don't want to say first month. I'll say 2 months.
Sure.
I was actually with one of my teammates in this class, and Chloe Shipkin. She's in my class. My recruiting class. It also was in that class too.
Yeah.
A little confusing, but we were sitting in class, and all of a sudden, I think this was when like frat guys were rushing, if that's the term.
Yeah.
And so there was a lot of them that they were dressed up as like Batman or like Spider-Man or like the Hulk. And so this class was bigger. Like we were like in a theater almost. Like it was a stage and then just a lot of chairs, like 200 kids in this class. It was big. And then all of a sudden I see Spider-Man and Batman come running through the doors. And then they were like performing like this little like fighting dancing show for us, and our professor was just so confused and didn't know what to do.
I don't know what's going on here. That's so funny.
Good, clean fun.
Yeah, so we're like, oh, okay, like that's fine. It's okay.
That's great.
No worries.
Well, wait, listen, a superhero battle in one of your classes is a pretty great thing. That's a fun experience. Like I don't think many people get that experience in Austin, so that's awesome. All right, so we're going to dive into the team a little bit and see, we're going to get the scoop on Texas soccer. I'll start off asking, who has the best sense of humor on the team?
Oh, gosh.
Who's the funniest?
I would be biased to say me, but I can't say
You're funny.
The funniest?
Who's most likely to pull a prank on the team? How about that?
You know what? Our seniors are pretty little scary when it comes to that. So I'll probably definitely have to say like a Kendall Sprout or Amelia Abbott. They're pretty funny.
I love it. All right. So on the opposite side of that, who's the most serious on the team?
When she's serious, she's serious. It's Mia Justice.
Yeah.
Our goalie. She can be very serious. So you're just kind of like, ooh, like, how serious are we today?
Yeah, that's great. Does she have days that you're like, nope, we're just gonna let her do her thing? She's in the zone. It's okay.
100%. You just gotta let her be in her zone, and then she'll make incredible saves during the game. So you're like, oh, that's
Hey,
me for you.
if that's her system and it works, you don't mess with perfection, right?
Not at all. No,
Does anybody on the team have a fun talent away from soccer, like plays an instrument or sings really well, or something that just you would be surprised that person has this extra talent?
Yeah, you know what? A lot of them play the guitar on our team.
That's cool.
Yeah, and that's really cool. And a lot of them just do like side hobbies too, like some like dance. Like I think it was during spring. We had the weekends off, so we would go to dance classes or like these little pom pom classes we would sign up for.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
That's so fun.
yeah.
That's very fun. All right. Oh, go ahead, Rocky.
No, I'm good. Go.
I was going to say, all right. So who has the biggest sweet tooth on the team?
Biggest sweet tooth?
Yeah. Is there anybody that's like likely to be sneaking candy or anything like that? Or the trainers have to be like, come on, what are you doing?
Wait,
Yeah,
you're gonna tell me you're all perfect, right? And nobody ever cheats on anything with the sweet tooth. Yeah, no, I love it. You know what? I respect that because you're not ratting anybody out. I respect that. That's awesome. All right. So who studies the most? Who's the one that you're most likely to find in study hall with their nose in the books?
Bree and another girl named Olivia, but we call her Livy.
Love it. Love it. All right. All right. So this is another one. If you want to plead the fifth, I won't be mad at you. Who studies the least?
Don't say that. Don't answer that question. They just take it all in their brains.
Plead the fifth. That's smart. See, I was the one in college where I didn't study, like studying just didn't work with my brain, but I'd be the one sitting at the front of class and taking 50,000 pages of notes, and I did pretty well. So I respect it though. Again, being a good teammate there, not ratting anybody out. All right. So I'm going to ask you about Coach. Is there like a secret talent or something that the general public doesn't know about her that you think the world needs to know?
Let me think. Every time we do, when she does get ice cream, it's always like a little baby cup of ice cream, and she's like, "Not too much."
So she gets the teeny tiny little cup of ice cream. The two.
Yes, like almost like a little pup cup from Starbucks. That's Angie's.
I love it. She gets the pup cup. That's amazing.
All right. Since you mentioned Coach Ange, let's play her shout out to Longhorn Nation to come to the game on
Boston University here Friday night at 6. I'm so incredibly proud of the work that we put in this past week, and to be sitting here as reigning SEC conference champions is just phenomenal. So that's the reality. That's the truth. The other truth is we play Friday night at 6. We want Longhorn Nation out here loud and proud, and we're going to be ready to play.
All right, loud and proud. Are we ready to play? So we'll leave with that. Longhorn Nation, get their support. Texas soccer. Lola Foley, thank you so much for joining us. It's really exciting. You're going to be with Longhorns for a few years, so we get to watch you grow and learn. And when you're out on the field, you'll have cheerleaders in us cheering for you.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for having me. It was such a fun time.
We appreciate it. So best of luck. You guys, we know you're going to go out there and absolutely kick butt and do Longhorn Nation proud. So once again, everybody be sure to go out on Friday and support the team. Tickets are readily available. Wear your burnt orange, be loud, say hi to Lola for us. All right. Yeah. So as always,
our horns up real quick.
Yep,
horns up.
Yep.
All right. That's adorable. We looked perfect.
Perfect. All right, y'all. As always, I'm Megan.
I'm Rocky.
And we have our special guest, Lola, with us here today. We appreciate you being here. All right. Hook 'em.
All right.
Bye, guys. Thank you so much.
Bye.